Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today is the day after the failed maiden of the SU27, and I think I worked out why, and I'm pretty chuffed with myself, to be honest. Although I'm also disappointed in myself because it was pretty obvious. Enjoy the video. As you watch it, you'll see me progressing through different tests and things that I decided to do. It wasn't until the last thing I decided to do that I suddenly realised what I believe was the main culprit to the lack of thrust on Saturday. It's all corrected now, and I want to put ideas in your head. Let me know what you think. But I think right at the end, when I do the throttle, you can actually hear that it is better. Enjoy the video. You see before you the SU27 that I completely failed to launch yesterday. Yesterday being the 12th of November, the Saturday. It failed to take off, but you've seen on the other video that it just trundles along. I managed to break the wing tips off. They didn't have rockets on, they just had rails. But I'm going to be painting those grey just to hide the white foam. Right, here we go, SU27 Maiden, take it off, and may God have mercy on us all. Right. Now the next thing I did was a second takeoff, but I had everything on high rates. And unfortunately what that meant was that the rudder was at 100% and the nose wheel is so sensitive it did an immediate U-turn on me. At that point I'd given up, so I just throttled it up, see what happens. And nothing happened, it just bounced across the field. Alright, see if we can take off again. It was at this stage that I was pretty desperate. I knew I shouldn't do it. It just didn't feel right. I wasn't getting the thrust I wanted from it. And I gave it a hand launch. Keeled over to the right and hit the deck. Broke its back. It actually snapped the canopy off. At this point the canopy came off and the whole section at the front here just broke off. It's repaired. Original canopy. What I've done in here, you can see the brake there. And there's another brake here. This is where it's been re-glued. It's been re-glued all under here. And I put tape to reinforce it. Glued here, and I've got cocktail sticks going diagonally across there, in through there. You can see this one's coming out here. I've got another cocktail stick going in through there and one in through there. So I'm quite happy that that's a firm fix. The nose cone I've rebuilt, sprayed it grey, and it's in the garage drying. That's why I don't have it with me. The other thing I had to do was remove this wing because this whole section here had broken away. You can see the join. It was a clean break. So what I've done is, as you can see here, I've glued it together mainly into this plastic bit and a bit of foam at the back. And I've put a cocktail stick all the way through the brake. The aileron here was crumpled up. I haven't been able to do much to that except bend it back to shape. And it's back to basically how it was. Now what I have done is remove the undercarriage. See, the wheel's gone from the nose, and I've taken the wheels out from here because I was thinking I could hand launch it. Now the reason it keeled over to the right, or in fact it could have been any direction, but it keeled over to the right, which was basically because I didn't put safe on. If I'd had it on safe, it would probably have just stayed level and hit the ground. It wasn't going to fly, that's for sure. I use this box. Now this box contains all my batteries and it is insulated. So my batteries enter that box at room temperature. It's completely insulated with foam insulation all the way around. It's at least an inch thick. When they leave this box, they are at room temperature. Cold batteries are not a problem I suffer from because of this box. So I'm using a 2900 Overlander. They're good batteries. There's nothing wrong with these batteries. The only problem might be is that the C is a bit low. So this is 99%. These are good batteries. In fact, this one's brand new. It's a 35C. That could be an issue. So I'm going to try a test. I'm going to put this one back in it, measure the centre of gravity again, make sure I've got it in the right place. Then power it up full throttle, and I'm going to use my wind gauge. I think they're called anemometers, just to measure the velocity of the thrust coming out the back of this aircraft. So I'll be using this anemometer, and I will use it just to measure the thrust on each side of the jet exhausts. Now it measures in miles per hour. It doesn't really matter. I'll just say it's X miles per hour out of each side at full throttle. Repeat that process with a 50C battery rather than the 35. See if that makes any difference. This you have to take with a little pinch of salt, but it says it's 100C. It probably isn't, but it could be more than 50. So I might even try it again with this one. These are all 4S, by the way. Then depending on what I find, the worst case scenario is I have two 50mm EDF units, two speed controllers from the crashed A10, X-Fly A10. I'll replace what's in here with those. So I haven't given up on it yet. Let's do the test as it was yesterday. I'll get it all rigged up, then we'll come back. Okay, that was 74 miles an hour out of this unit. And what I found was if you've got to do it gradual. This one goes to 76. So this is 74, 76, which is 2 miles an hour difference. But do you know what? I don't think it was like that yesterday. I've now got a 50C. It shouldn't make any difference really. We're looking at the right motor again. I've got to gradually bring this up. Take a look at the other one. We expect this. So now the second set of readings, these are both pushing out 76. Now just for laughs, because we've got nothing better to do, I'm going to try this so-called 100C pack. Okay, here we go. And then this just cuts out. Right, let's try again. Well, so I'm shouting, I've gone deaf. There's 76 miles an hour coming out of those, both sides. Oops. So that's like... it takes a lot of the weight away. I don't think there's anything wrong with these motors or the speed controllers. What have I proven? Absolutely nothing. Except that I believe there's nothing wrong with the thrust units, there's nothing wrong with the EDF unit, there's nothing wrong with the speed controllers. The throttle activation is almost immediate. And when I mean almost immediate, there's a fraction of a movement and it kicks in. Yeah. Well, I decided to take a closer look, and this is what I think the problem is. Yeah, that one unit alone, I've taken all this grass out of it, and this is still damp. So can you imagine the clogging effect that had on that unit? So this is why I don't think it got enough speed, because wet grass, the field had only just been cut the day before. The cuttings were left on the grass. The EDF unit was merrily sucking them up, chucking them into the EDF fan blades, and they were clogging. I'm pretty sure that's what the issue is. And this is just out of this unit here. In fact, you can see just around this edge. Let me see if I can take it off with tweezers, because this is quite dry now. You know, bits like this. I'm going to take the whole unit out and clean it up. Yeah, that's not good at all. I'm going to take the whole unit out, clean it up, and repeat on the other side. Okay, that's now one relatively clean fan unit. And this is what I took out from it. I have stripped out the EDF units. I cannot believe what I took out from them. Well, really, I should have known. It was standing, staring at me in the face on the ground, clumps of grass. This is what I took out of each of those units. Now that is still wet. It looks like weed. And it is grass, but not the type you can smoke. It's still damp. And that means it would have hardened on the fan blades. And I think it might not be the only, but that was definitely one of the contributing factors to this beauty not flying. Plus that tiny little nose wheel. Listen to this, because I think it sounds completely different. I think it just sounds different. I don't know what you think. That's half throttle! That's a different beast. Oh dear. We should have seen it. I should have seen it. I should have realised. You don't fly an EDF jet the day after they've cut the grass at the field. What a wally. Still, I'm a happier person now than I was 3 hours ago. The other beauty about this is it's balanced out now. And I've got a 50C battery in here. Trouble is I've got a tab saying this one. The Admiral Pro. Now that pushes my 65mm easy. There it is. I can use that, and I will use it. Lessons learned, I think, but there's hope yet. Right, yes, one more thing to add to this. Let's get it done. There we have it. Stuck the nose back on. It is missing the long pointy bit that's stuck out here. There she is, all back together, cleaned out, ready to go. Fingers crossed. The question is, do I put the undercarriage back on or do I hand launch it? Decisions. I think I will still go for a hand launch. But just look at that. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it entertaining or interesting at least. Come and join me again soon for another video that might be the maiden of the SU27. Or, well, shall we say maiden +1. It did sort of fly when I threw it. I really do feel as though we've solved the riddle behind it not wanting to fly. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. Cheers.